Of course. Since the formation of the Dark Brotherhood, our shadow has stretched across the entirety of Tamriel. Not every sanctuary has flourished, however, and our grip isn't as secure as we'd like in certain parts of the world. Not that it concerns you, but Vardenfell continues to be a source of irritation. The Gold Coast, however, presents an opportunity we can all profit from. Here we can establish a foothold that will serve the Brotherhood for generations to come. Just a little business I had to attend to. I do like to keep my dagger sharp, as it were. Her family had certain documents and presumed to make allegations that might have embarrassed the Brotherhood. The Brotherhood isn't that petty, but we do have certain obligations to uphold. I gave her the greatest gift of all, solace. Just as you gave the same gift to Lord Jarrell. And there will be many more gifts to grant before your work is done. I am the voice of the Night Mother. She conveys her will to the listener, who then passes it on to one of the 4 speakers of the Black Hand to carry out. The Black Hand, the instrument by which the Night Mother rules the Dark Brotherhood. It consists of 1 listener and 4 speakers, 4 fingers and a thumb. Never more, never less. The Black Hand oversees the sanctuaries, among other duties.
My carry-alls will keep your...
We ran an honest bank.
I hope to be done here soon.
You must be the new initiate. The speaker sent word that you were on your way. I'm the matron of this sanctuary. Obey me without question, and I'm certain we'll get along just fine. And this is for you, Shrouded Armor, the uniform of the Dark Brotherhood. You're one of the family now. You might as well look the part. And since you showed such expertise with the Blade of Woe, take this as well. I expect great things, Initiate. We are all brothers and sisters, children of the Night Mother and our dread father. Even lone assassins need a family. Introduce yourself to the others. They can provide advice and information, even support for your more challenging contracts. Eager, are you? That's good. Then go and talk to Elam Drawls. He handles lesser contracts for the new initiates. Prove yourself to him, and more interesting assignments will follow. Welcome to the family. Explore the sanctuary, meet the others, at least the ones currently at home. I believe Green Venom Tongue, Kor, Hildegard, Mirabelle, Simbar, and Tannic are available. When you're done, Elam should have a new task for you to accomplish. The past isn't something we talk about here. For most of us, our lives didn't really begin until we were called to serve the Night Mother. And I was called at a very early age. No one joins the Brotherhood and immediately steps into a position of power. That's not how we do things. I had to prove myself, show that I was dedicated to the Night Mother and her tenets. I served for many years before I earned my title. The Sanctuary has always been my home in the Brotherhood, if that's what you're asking. I've seen the Gold Coast change over the years, but that's enough questions about me. I wouldn't want to think you were taking my measure for some reason. Where did you... Oh, they were discussing that at the Noble's estate, were they? Bastards! It's true. Someone has been killing our brothers and sisters. When the hunters become the hunted, it's like the world has gone askew. We're investigating the matter. It's not unusual for our pasts to catch up with us, and it's not like we have a shortage of enemies. We'll learn the identity of this killer, and then there will be a reckoning. True. Few have the audacity to openly oppose us, but there are many who would love to see the Brotherhood abolished. This feels different. Stay vigilant. Keep your eyes open and report anything you notice as you execute your duty. A little ambition is good for the soul, but only a little. Complete the contracts assigned to you. It's as simple as that. Every life you send to Sithis pleases the Night Mother and raises your profile. Complete enough jobs, and you'll be rewarded. We'll trust you with more difficult contracts, assign you more high-profile targets. The awards are greater, and we'll ask you to help with matters of importance to the Brotherhood. But don't get ahead of yourself. Start with Elam's contracts first.
So you're the new recruit, huh? No, don't tell me your name. I'll, just call you New Blade. It's easier to remember, and, it's not like I'm gonna know you for very long. Yes, New Blade. That's so much better. Oh, I didn't mean to offend you. I just believe in full disclosure. We've lost an initiate and a fully trained assassin recently. Mirabelle's in denial, but I know what's happening. Someone's hunting the Brotherhood, and you make a tempting target. Trying to pull off the spooky thing? Not bad, but your technique needs a little work. I'm sure you just need some more practice. Anyway, stay sharp out there, New Blade. We're not the only scary things lurking in the shadows anymore. Oh, it's a long and sordid tale, full of romance and daring-do. Or if you prefer the short version, I was apprenticed to a smith in Sentinel. Loved the trade, hated my master. He liked to hammer more than just metal. When I had enough, I killed him. Oh no, that was just the beginning of my story. I was young and stupid back then. I ran, but apparently not far or fast enough. Got to spend some quality time in a Hammerfell dungeon for my actions. Well, it wasn't sunshine and camel milk, but I survived. Met some people, learned some lessons. When one of the guards got sloppy, I was ready to act. Simple as that. Of course, my old life was over, but at least I was free. Hey, I had to make a living. I was branded as a killer, so killing was what I did. Worked for the crime boss Bashira for a while. Then I had a visit one night. The speaker scared the piss out of me, but I couldn't refuse his generous offer. Dorisa and Van. One was an experienced assassin who knew her business. The other was a raw recruit with hardly any blood on his blade. Kinda like you, New Blade. It could have been coincidence, but I think they were targeted by the same killer. Just a feeling, I guess. And the way they were left for all the world to see. Someone was proud of their work and wanted everyone to know it. And it had to be a professional. Dorisa was too good to be taken down by an amateur. Matron Astara tells us what to think, not the other way around. But yes, we've talked about this. All we can do is stay alert and try to figure out who's behind the murders. Until then, we're just jumping at shadows. The Dark Brotherhood has been good to me. They taught me to focus my anger, to let the Dread Father work through me. I have a home, an income, and a set of rules to live by. Life makes sense to me here in the Sanctuary. Oh, New Blade, there are always rules. The trick is to learn what they are before you get your hand caught in the sweet roll box. For us, it's all about the 5 tenets. I'm sure there's a book about them somewhere in the Sanctuary.
Sister must be here. You want to meet them? Come on now, Hilda. Don't be shy. Sorry. She can be skittish around strangers. New brother! Welcome, welcome! If there's anything you need, anything at all, you come to me, yes? Of course! It's important to get to know everyone. You're part of the family now. And family helps each other. It's what we do. Oh, that's not a werewolf. Well, I guess it is. But it's also little Hildegard. She's really sweet. But you'll need to say hello later. She still doesn't have the hang of controlling her transformations. Hildegard is like the little sister I never had. But her true family was awful. They drank the blood of werebeasts. It's a dangerous practice, but not entirely unheard of in Nordlands. They even force their children to participate. We assume so. But as to why she can't control her transformations, that remains a mystery. She lost control one day, and hurt another member of the tribe. They cursed her and she ran away. I found her later. She was confused, alone. I'm a skilled hunter. Taming animals is almost second nature to me. It took time, but she came to trust me. Accepted me as her big brother. Before that happened, though, she nearly tore my face off. See? I still have the scar. Well, you know, there are some things we just don't talk about in public. I hope you understand. I will tell you that we love it here. We're part of the best family in the whole world. And we're glad to have you with us. I'm sure Hilda agrees. I always liked to hunt and fight. I became a soldier, but that turned out to be more about waiting around than actual battle. So I sold my sword as a mercenary, made some enemies, and soon found out that other sellswords were being paid to kill me. Indeed I did. Kept a low profile in town, spent most of my time in the wilderness. I almost decided to stop running, and then I found little Hilda. She became my reason to go on living.
So you're the new initiate. You're certainly cuter than the last one. And why wouldn't she, darling? I am her favorite after all. As a matter of fact, I'm everyone's favorite. I'm sure you'll agree soon enough. Anyway, it's a pleasure to meet you. May the Night Mother forever hold you in her cold and loving embrace. Forward. Believe me, this is my shy and unimposing side. After all, we wouldn't want to give my beloved Simbar the wrong idea, would we? Find me later, and I'll show you what forward really looks like. Oh, you really are too easy, my darling. I'm just having fun with you. I suppose I get that from my family heritage. The Motiers are rich, powerful, and blessed with good looks, and a wicked sense of humor. Just play along and enjoy. Oh, there's nothing noble about my family. But I left that all behind. The wealth, the boredom, the servants waiting on me hand and foot. One day, I strangled my handmaid with a golden chain. And here I am. Life in the Brotherhood suits me. A few. The Speaker sends new initiates to the Sanctuary every so often. New blood, you understand. Before you, there was a charming young lad from Glenumbra. Van something, I believe. A shame, really. He was too scrumptious to die so soon. Mind your tongue, Initiate. We're the murderers, not the victims here. But I suppose the circumstances were somewhat unusual. Someone left Van pinned to the wall of the inn in Kvatch, held up with multiple daggers. When I find the villain, you don't hunt the hunters. The Brotherhood hunts you. Anything else is a crime against the natural order. But enough of this dark talk. We're just working ourselves into a tizzy. I'd much rather get excited about something more enticing. You shouldn't know anything, darling. We're a secret organization, after all. I suppose I can tell you that we serve the Night Mother. Her cold embrace binds us together. Never dishonor her. Our contracts aren't mere tasks. We carry out her will. Sweet mother, send your child unto me, for the sins of the unworthy must be baptized in blood and fear. These words, as part of the complex ritual, form the Black Sacrament, the means by which those in need pray to the Night Mother. Our mother hears the prayer and whispers to the listener. The listener sends a speaker to arrange the details and create the contract. Then the speaker selects an assassin to carry out our mother's will. It's more than just a job. This just got much too serious for my taste, darling. Let's talk about something, I don't know, more decadent. Like how I'd be nibbling on your ear if Simbar wasn't here. He's watching, isn't he?
I heard we had a new initiate on the premises. I was just checking my notes and realized the details concerning you are sorely lacking. We'll need to rectify. She did. Interesting. I wonder what she's planning this time. Well, I'm certain everything will become clear, eventually. Even you, I suppose. Aren't you familiar with the cherished Black Marsh custom? Consuming various venomous concoctions to bolster our natural immunity? I drank so much my tongue turned green. Ha! The new initiate's fault. And you as well, initiate. I look forward to interviewing you at length when you have some time. For my journals, of course. I keep meticulous records. I'll help you, you'll help me. Isn't that what the Bretons call a win-win? Perhaps, depending upon what you mean by something and me. Rest assured, whatever musings and observations I record herein are strictly confidential. What more could you possibly need to know? I could have sworn I explained this before. Let me check my notes. Well, like other Argonians born under the sign of the Shadow, I was taken upon hatching and trained to be an assassin. That makes me a good killer. A very good killer. What an intriguing inquiry. Attempting to ascertain if I actually like it here, or something more subtle. Well, like or dislike is meaningless. I serve the matron as I served my former sanctuary, and as I served Black Marsh when called upon. The river carries us where it will, and that's all I prefer to say about that at this time. I was there, now I am here, as are you, Initiate. Now this one I know I've written down. Study the 5 tenets, learn them, memorize them, live them. There's a copy in the sanctuary, someplace. I'd let you look at this one, but I don't let anybody read my journals. That would be inadvisable. Such a curious mind. Then listen carefully, Initiate. Contracts must be taken seriously. Always obey the matron's instructions to the letter. And don't get yourself killed.
Well met, brother. I coordinate our family's more mundane contracts. I suggest you get used to this face, because you're going to be seeing a lot of me. Did she now? Are you sure that's what she told you to do? Wouldn't want you to get in trouble your first day in the sanctuary. Now that you're here, we might as well discuss your training. Don't repeat what I say. It annoys me. Now, where was I? Oh, yes, your training. Complete a contract, receive a reward. Prove yourself, and more significant contracts will be made available to you. It's simple, really. I don't expect you to last a week, but as long as you're still here. Ready for your first contract, Initiate? Not everyone appeals to the Dark Brotherhood through the Black Sacrament. For those with copious amounts of gold to spare, we usually indulge their more mundane requests. Are you ready to take on your first contract? Typically, you'll consult the ledger marked for death, but I've handpicked something special for your first job. Travel to the city of Kvatch, identify the target listed on this contract, then eliminate them. I encourage you to practice with the Blade of Woe, but as long as the target dies, it doesn't really matter how you kill them. Can you manage that? What are you standing around for? I'm not much to look at, and neither is this room. Anyone can find a reason to kill someone. Ambition, jealousy, humiliation. I once killed for a jester who couldn't take a joke. Careful who you heckle in Stormhaven. Me? I'm flattered. No, that's not the right word. Uncomfortable? Yes, that's it. Well, whatever do you want to know about me for? Not the brooding type? Good. They're a bore. I've been with Astara at this sanctuary since its inception. More years than I care to remember. In that time, I've done enough contract killing to know how to drum up business. It's my charm. Anyone can find a reason to kill.
challengers stand victorious. Hold up. The Arena Master is signaling for a main event. Now the real contest begins. Challengers, prepare to face the champions of the Kvatch Arena, the Order of the Hour! Knight Commander Pentheus demands to meet these challengers in battle. Knight Commander Pentheus and his enforcers lay down the law, and the penalty is death. Knight Commander's enforcers are the Order's most battle-hardened veterans. The challengers are doomed. Will give the walls a wide berth unless they want to become a meal. The challengers will give the walls a wide berth unless they want to become a will give the walls a wide berth unless they want to become a meal.
Bad idea, my friend. Bad idea.
Crude amusements for fools and traitors. You do well to spend more time.
You're back, I see. How could I not? You're standing in my light. So tell me, how did you... Well, good for you.
Sermonizer is at it again.
Those loudmouth fanatics! It's time to teach them a lesson about the blessings of silence!
Enough. I'll decide how we respond to these malign sermons. Initiate, I have a task for you. Once again, the pious idiots of Kvatch dare to provoke the anger of the Dark Brotherhood. Such an insult cannot be allowed to stand unchallenged. As if the Grand Sermonizer didn't have enough vices to rage about. Now she's preaching against the Brotherhood. She says we are weak, powerless. A toothless dragon that inspires ridicule instead of fear. These lies must be silenced. Permanently. Be wary. The Order of the Hour has increased its presence in Kvatch. Avoid the warrior priests if you can. Meet up with Tannic and silence the priests that speak against us, including the Grand Sermonizer. That will put the fear of Sithis in. Tannic will meet you in Kvatch. The Grand Sermonizer and her priests spread lies about the Brotherhood for reasons I do not yet understand. Whether she seeks to insult us or acts upon some misguided tenet of faith, our response is clear. These impudent priests must die. She's one of the ranking priests at the Cathedral of Kvatch, right below Primate Artorias in the hierarchy. She won't be easy to find, however. Killing her subordinates may draw her out. Otherwise, rely on Tannic to locate the hole she's hiding in. Primate Artorias leads the Cathedral of Akatosh in Kvatch. The chanters and sermonizers bow to his authority as the chosen of the Dragon God, and even the Order of the Hour follows his commands. Pious and faithful, I find the man to be insufferable. Caution becomes the appropriate response after the deaths of 2 assassins, Initiate. But make no mistake, I expect you to assassinate the Grand Sermonizer. Tannic will be there to provide assistance, nothing more. Under normal circumstances, no. These recent attacks against us, however, have made circumstances far from normal. Concentrate on the Grand. The common folk fear us. The political leaders tolerate us. And everyone who needs someone dead and can pay the cost hires us without hesitation. Our reputation remains strong. But these attacks by the sermonizers, they're obviously up to something. It could be anything. Certainly Primate Artorias and his priests have little love for the Brotherhood. I wonder, does the Cathedral plan to...
Initiate, I have my own contract in Kvatch. I'll join you in Tannic as soon as I'm finished.
3 blades on the same contract? Is that wise, Matron?
Just make sure the Grand Sermonizer dies, Initiate. That's my chief concern.
I was wondering how long it would take you to get here. Didn't Astara instill you with a sense of urgency about this mission? She must be getting tender-hearted after all these years. Yes, I say so. I find life to be a complicated series of pranks and pratfalls. Besides, this is your mission. I'm only here to observe and offer assistance if you get in over your head. Speaking of which, try not to get captured or killed today. No, that would be boring. You start murdering the sermonizer's priests while I take on the real challenge. I'll locate her hiding spot. Then I'll find you so we can kill her together. That will put the fear of the Brotherhood in the Kvatch people. Be stealthy or slaughter everyone that gets in your way. Whichever works best for you. They all wind up with Sithis in the end, so what's the worry? Now, let's get out there and deal with the Grand... Time to dip our daggers in sermonizer blood. Watch your back, new blade.
There's always more to do.
Have you heard who's fighting in the arena today? I hear it's going to be a bloodbath.
Crude amusements for fools and traitors. You'd do well to spend more time in the cathedral.
Murder is a filthy business in the eyes of Akatosh. And those who treat murder as business are the worst of all. Kill someone and keep walking?
Help out a poor soul? Don't look away.
You there! Your deplorable actions have a cost, and that cost is justice. Hurrah! The bounty is paid in full.
Our quarry cowers in her family's estate outside Kvatch. I'll meet you there, New Blade. And if you really want to impress the matron, kill a few more sermonizers along the way.
Hear me, faithful of Akatosh. I speak of the foul followers of Sithis.
I love poetry. When I'm not taking care of the stables, I'm devout.
There's a hidden evil corrupting Kvatch. These villains are cowards, hiding in the shadows.
I know you, and I want nothing to do with you. What would I have to say to you?
Blade, come quietly and listen. Our quarry stirs below.
Grand Sermonizer, have you discovered the location of the sanctuary yet?
Unfortunately, this assassin expired before revealing anything useful.
I'll capture another. Try not to kill this one before we learn the location of the Dark Brotherhood's lair.
Lord Akatosh, hear our prayer. Just prepare the body.
Who is that black-armored warrior? Some kind of mercenary? Now's our chance. Follow me. She tortured Simbar. Such an insult to the family cannot stand. At least he knew how to hold his tongue. What foul magic is this? New Blade, beware. I feel so weak. I can't move.
2 assassins? I didn't know they came in pairs. With the proper motivation, you will reveal the location of the Dark Brotherhood. The Black Dragon is coming, but I don't see the attraction. This is unexpected, but I refuse to die here.
I'm just gonna sit here and see who comes for me first. Sithis or Tall Papa?
Tanik, are you planning to just lay down and die?
They knew we'd come for Simbar. Trapped his body with some kind of foul death magic.
Get up, you milk drinker! Sithis still has work for you to do. Initiate. The Grand Sermonizer is yours. I'll get Tanik home.
Defend me, Knights of the Order of the Hour! Show this assassin the true power of Akatosh! Dark Brotherhood! Seems I'll need to use something harsher than words to deal with. I'll need to use something harsher than words to deal with you.
Kor brought Tannik home injured but alive. He told me you went after the Grand Sermonizer. Tell me, has the deed been done? Simbar was one of our best. To allow himself to be captured like that. I didn't think that either the Grand Sermonizer or the Order of the Hour was capable of such a feat. Why go to all that trouble, I wonder? Black armor. I've heard rumors of such a warrior, but to seek the location of our sanctuary. It appears we're at war with an unknown adversary. I need to think about this. By the way, Tannik woke up.
Don't worry, Tannik. A cask of mead, and you'll be back on your feet in no time.
Shit, your mead tastes like bee vomit. I think I'll pass.
Oh, Tannik, I hate that this happened to you.
You worry more than the matron, Hildegard. I'll be as good as new before you know it. Ah, the new blade has arrived. Give us the room if you would, Kor.
Certainly, Tannik. But I still expect you to be completing contracts again in a few days.
I'll do my best not to disappoint you.
Take your time, Tannik. I am going to go say a prayer for your quick recovery.
Kor and Hildegard mean well, but they're worse than a couple of mother hens. You're alive. Does that mean the Grand Sermonizer is no longer with us? We're not certain what kind of magic the Grand Sermonizer placed upon Simbar's body. But I'd be dead too, if not for you and Kor. I'm indebted to you both. And I'll make sure that everyone remembers Simbar's bravery. He refused to give up our secret, no matter what the Grand Sermonizer did to him. Simbar could easily best me in a fight, and that warrior bested him. If you encounter her again, don't underestimate her skills and abilities. She's hunting the hunters, and that's a game I have no desire to play. A chance to beat your record. How many of the Sermonizer's priests did you murder anyway? Seriously, New Blade. Stay sharp out there. The roots of our trouble stretch deep below the soil. Things are gonna get worse, my friend. Mark my words.
Help!